I don't think we see enough spaces where we talk about how we are excited about our own ideas. Like, I'm on Instagram and sometimes I'm scrolling, sometimes every day, just like a lot of people. But if you look at my page, there's only like a lot of dogs and a lot of like food recipes. And sometimes I get these marketing gurus that tell you what to do and what not to do to gain followers or to blah blah blah. Anyways, everybody has an opinion, which is great. And for me, to be honest, reframing that into this, reframing the whole, but I should listen to people who have more experience than me and just follow what they're, or at least, try what they're doing. But en fait, there's so much time that you can spend in trying what works for other people. What if you just take that time to try and figure it out by yourself, and also try something that is really you? You never know. You never know what works out for you if you don't try from you. So if you have an idea, if you have a thought process, if you have an idea of how to do that thing, but fucking do it. And then I had this whole aha moment this morning because I analyzed how I started my own entrepreneurial journey 7 years ago when I quit Nike. And I had no idea. Honestly, I was just like, I love dancing, I want to teach, so I'm just gonna fucking do it. And it always, I believe, worked out for me because I did it my own way. I never copied anyone. I never looked at what other people were doing and sort of copied what they were doing or their strategies or anything. I looked at it, I found it interesting, but I always asked myself, okay, but is this me? Would I want to do that? Would this be sustainable for me? And every time I tried, I'm not gonna lie, and this is where I started investing in like marketing coaches and trainers and whatever, I failed, honestly, because maybe I wasn't consistent, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe there was a lot of brain work that I didn't like doing, and a lot of combinations that obviously were my responsibility. But when I think of it and when I look at the common mistakes that I've made in my business journey or creating things, I realize that, oh putain, les moucherons! Oh non, je suis attaquée! A lot of the mistakes that I've made were really because I listened too much to what other people were doing, or what other people actually were telling me to do, and I didn't listen enough to myself and to my own ideas. And I'm not saying that, at the end of the day, we're all doing similar things. Like if I look at my teaching journey, I created a lot of events, I created a lot of classes. My pricing was different from my peer teachers because at some point I was also tired of selling my classes for €7. Hello, I'm a teacher, I'm a creator, I'm a choreographer, I'm a dancer, I'm a marketeer, I'm a storyteller, I'm a copywriter, I'm a sound system engineer, and all the other fucking hats that I've had. This is not worth €7. And I'll be honest, I think I was the most expensive teacher in, let's say, in Amsterdam when I started and when I did my whole journey. But I didn't care because I started to know my own worth more and more. I got to realize the value that I was bringing to people more and more. So why would I be still, pricing myself with a €15 class or let's say €12 class just to be like anybody else? Why would I promote my classes the same way as anybody else? I had my own mailing list, I had my promotion on Instagram, I had my own promotion form, referrals, word of mouth, and all these kinds of things. And at the end of the day, for 7 years, it worked out for me more than I ever imagined. Like, even my camps, I created everything from scratch and I always promoted my own way. I always did everything my own way without looking at anybody else's way. and everything always fucking worked out. And now I realize that it worked out not because I was, the most skilled or the best at marketing or anything, but just because it was me. I have something that the other 7.9999999 billion people don't have. Just like you have something that 7.9999999 billion other people don't have. And I think that we oftentimes forget that, and we have a tendency, I don't know, for various reasons. Maybe there's this pressure that we put ourselves. Maybe there's, I think it's always sort of linked to pressure and rushing. I think there's this, obviously, society that is always based on productivity, on doing, and maybe it's a luxury that I have now. I don't think it's a luxury, to be honest. Somebody said that last time, that I was in a very luxurious position to just be. And I thought of it and I almost felt guilty about it, but I was like, well, hey, it's been 7 years that I'm on my own journey of being an entrepreneur. Okay, let's not even count all the other years of hard work, whether it be internships, unpaid internships, side hustles, summer jobs whilst everybody else was going on holiday and all these kinds of things. Like, I built that. You build all of that outside of just like financial literacy and financial freedom. It's like you build all of this. So all of this, again, has to go into your pricing strategy at some point. And when they said that, I was like, en fait, everybody can just be. Everybody can carve some time. And it's weird to say that, to just like, oh, I have to carve some time to just be. To just be like a human being, not a human doing. And again, yes, we have to pay our bills and everything in society and consumerism and capitalist society and whatever. But again, I refuse to let anybody or any circumstance that are outside of me, influence me. And I think that, again, if you can carve out some time to just scroll on Instagram, you can carve out some time to just be, to just be and to just do the same work that you do when you scroll. You do that same work to realize how fucking amazing you are and dig into all of your gifts and realize that the way you do things is really so fucking unique compared to anybody else in this world. And I say this not to hype, maybe to hype you, but also to hype myself and to remember that, because I am now in the process of creating and building again, and I'm feeling like my spark is coming back. But again, the spark and that creativity that is coming back is because I'm investing some time in it. And I'm not in the most luxurious position. Like, I'm still in survival, okay? It's the second year now that I'm in survival. Not only because I don't have a house, and now I know where I'm going to live, which is very exciting. And I'm working towards it, so I have a new goal. But at the same time, money is still, running out. And I'm very happy and I'm so fucking proud of myself that I know how to make money now after all these years. But I am also like, attends, do it the same way you did it 7 years ago. You bet on yourself. You've invested on yourself. And when I say invested, it's not necessarily, it's not necessarily just financially in trainers and what's it called? Trainers or coaches and whatever, but just also like, en fait, I'm not going to go into the whole affirmation thingy, but also just like talk good to yourself, Realize how brilliant you are. Realize how, for example, I have a big, huge head, and I've always criticized my big, huge head because I wasn't fitting into hats. And now I'm like, well, maybe this big, huge head that I have is because it stores a big, huge, fat brain. Let's just fucking use it, Let's just train that muscle. Let's just practice. Let's just practice coming up with ideas and everything. And I think that, again, we underestimate that. We always just go outside of ourselves. It's like this big block of being a human being with like limbs and hands and brain and heart and everything is like, yeah. But let's just go and look what other people are doing, how they're doing it, what they think, to see if I can think this way, if I can, just put myself into their trajectory. And I'm like, attends, me. The world is not made like this. What if you just do it the other way around, where you also focus first on you. And you stop adapting. Putain, les moucherons, sa mère. And you stop. Oh, il y a un petit nuage de moucherons. You know, there's this bit. Little mouches. Comment on dit des mouches? Little flies. Oh my god, they're having a nest. Whole situation in my hair. But what if, you just like stop adapting to the world and you stop adjusting to the world and just really start adjusting to you and adapt to you, doing things the other way around, right? And again, il y a des moucherons partout, oh my god! It's like I'm just gonna go the other way. Yeah, no, fuck this shit. Oh putain, il y a plein partout. I think they're gonna be in my hair, guys. Anyways, yeah. What if you just... I never really listen to my own episodes, so I never really know what happens. Oh my god. Anyways, so what if you again just adjust to you and adapt to you before you adapt to the world and listen always to the world. When I think of like noise, I think this is it also. There's so much noise from other people, from the news, from everything. Viens, let's tune it down a bit, tu vois? There's a lot of noise from this guy. We tune it down a bit and we just... we reconnect to our own voice, to our own body, to our own ideas, to our own hearts, tu vois? And I say this because this is exactly what's happening at the moment, and I have missed that a lot. I have missed being in my own bubble and brainstorming and having ideas and just like, the moment where you have an idea. This is literally what happens sometimes on the streets. Like, I reflect and all these kinds of things, and then when I have an idea, I'm like, shit, and I stop. Like, my body has to stop to be like, attends, this could be it. And I imagine and I create, and I just let myself really go beyond what I believe is possible. And just like, mais en fait, oui. And I get this excitement, and I think that this excitement builds the fact that you start acting on your own ideas, And I really miss having these kinds of spaces. So I've been honestly thinking about building one like this. Et voilà, work in progress, but I'm very excited.